Okay, let's talk about that feeling. That little voice in the back of your head that's always whispering, you're messing up with money. But what if I told you the real signs you're winning financially are actually super quiet? In this explainer, we're going to completely reframe what it actually means to be good with money.
Right? I mean, this just hits home, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that feeling that we're always just one step away from disaster. A weird noise from the car, an unexpected bill. It feels like we're constantly on the edge. But turns out that feeling might not be the whole story.
And here's where it all goes wrong. We're scrolling through social media and we see the highlight reel, right? The fancy cars, the exotic vacations, and we think, oh, so that's what success is. But comparing our everyday, real life to someone else's curated fantasy makes it pretty much impossible to see the progress we're actually making. So that's why we have to completely redefine the goal here. Real, genuine financial success is often way, way quieter and honestly way more achievable than all the noise we see online. It's not about what you can show off, it's about building a solid foundation inside your own life. Now, look at this. This comparison is everything. We've been trying to think that success looks like the stuff on the left, but real financial health, the kind that actually matters, it feels like the stuff on the right. It's not about the things you own, it's about sleeping well at night, having choices, and just feeling that quiet confidence in your day-to-day life. And if you need a reality check, here it is. For a huge chunk of the population, a simple $400 emergency, think a car repair or a surprise medical bill, would be a total crisis. So what does that mean? It means if you're taking even the smallest steps to build a buffer for yourself, you are already way ahead of the curve. So let's dig into the first set of clues. This is all about your foundation. We're talking about those fundamental bedrock habits that might seem, kind of basic, but mastering them, that's a huge achievement. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This sounds like adulting 101. But hang on, really think about it. If you can do these three things month after month, pay your bills without that panic, actually have some money left over after the essentials, and put anything away regularly, you've officially switched from just surviving to actually building. That is a massive, massive win. And that foundation just gets stronger with these signs. You know that feeling when you're in the grocery checkout line and you're not frantically doing math in your head to see if your card will go through? That's not a small thing. That's a sign of a real buffer. It means a little setback stays a little setback instead of blowing up into a full-blown crisis. And once that foundation is solid, something else starts to shift. And it's maybe the most important part. Your mindset. How you think and feel about money is just as important as the numbers in your bank account. Okay, this right here, this is one of the biggest secrets in all of personal finance. Resisting that temptation to immediately upgrade your entire life just because you got a raise, that's a financial superpower. Seriously, the people who manage to avoid this create this ever-widening gap between what they earn and what they spend. And that gap, that's where real wealth is born. So just ask yourself this, honestly. When you get a little extra money, a bonus, a raise, whatever, what's your gut reaction? Is it, what can I buy? Or is it, how can I use this to build more security? Your answer to that question says a whole lot about where you're headed financially. And these are the real rewards. This is the payoff. When you can actually sleep through the night without worrying about bills. When you stop feeling that constant need to complain about how broke you are. And maybe the biggest one, when you can open your banking app without that spike of anxiety. That's financial peace. You've stopped running from your money and started telling it where to go. So all this hard work, building the foundation, shifting your mindset, it all leads to the ultimate prize. And it's not a sports car or a designer watch. It's freedom. Plain and simple. It's having choices. So let's picture this. Life happens, right? Your phone screen shatters into a million pieces. The washing machine just decides to give up. What happens in that moment is the real test of your financial health. And this is the absolute game changer. Is your only option to just suffer through it, squint at your broken phone for months, or haul laundry to a friend's house? Or can you actually respond to the problem? Can you get the phone fixed? Can you call a repair person? That ability to respond, instead of just endure, is one of the most powerful forms of freedom there is. And you start to see this freedom popping up everywhere. You start making decisions based on what you actually need versus what you want, not just what's the cheapest. You can say yes to dinner with friends without having a mini panic attack about your budget. You actually start thinking about long-term goals because you're not stuck in survival mode anymore. Money stops being just for bills and becomes a tool to build the life you actually want to live. So look, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that real wealth is rarely loud. Nobody's posting a screenshot of their fully funded emergency fund or bragging about how they paid their credit card bill on time. The most important wins in your financial life are quiet. They don't get a single like online, but they are absolutely the things that let you sleep soundly at night.